Welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare bone basics as if you've never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. We have done before a marinated chicken breast, but today we're going to do like a yogurt lime marinated chicken breast. So I've got 2% Greek yogurt here. This is about 16 grams of protein per serving. But you can use whatever yogurt you have. This is plain yogurt, so we're not adding like vanilla or any type of flavoring like that. I've got it in my bowl. Then I'm gonna season the yogurt with probably like a teaspoon or two of garlic powder, teaspoon of smoked paprika, teaspoon or two smoked paprika, and then I'm going over this to see how much gets caught. Interesting. I'm going to do like a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. Ish. It doesn't really matter. Just generally speaking. I'm going to whisk that together. She's so smoky. All right, I've washed my lime and I've rolled it on the counter to loosen up its juices. And then we're gonna zest it. I'm gonna put the lime zest right here into my marinade. So the zest is you just want the dark green part of the lime. You don't want any of the white. So you're just gonna basically go over the zester like 1 or 2 passes, and then you're gonna rotate to a different part of the lime. 1 or 2 passes, rotate to a different part. Tap helps it come off of the zester. If you don't have a zester, you can probably use the fine side of if you have a cheese grater. Most people have like a box cheese grater. You could use the hard cheese, fine cheese side of that maybe. But a zester is a great thing just to have in general. So we're gonna zest as much as we can. We zest first because it's easier to zest it when it's whole. Then we'll cut it and juice it once we've got it naked, which we're pretty much there. I'm gonna cut the lime in half. Limes don't really have seeds, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And I'm gonna put my lime into my marinade. The zest from one lime and the juice from one lime. And in my opinion, every piece of citrus is a little bit different. So I'm gonna stir the marinade together and then I'm gonna give it a taste and see where I'm at and see do I wanna do a second lime? So it's gonna taste really strong because remember, this is a marinade. So at first you're gonna be like, oh my God, those flavors are so overwhelming. But trust me, once it sits on your chicken and some of it comes off and you cook and whatever, it's gonna mellow out some, right? I think you could use a little more lime. So I'm gonna put another lime in. So I've got another one, I've rolled it, I've washed it, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna zest the dark green part, not the white part, and we'll be back. One last thing I'm gonna add, just a touch of honey, just a touch, like a teaspoon of honey. So we have like a little bit of just balance, that's all. We still have a sour flavor here. We're not gonna have a sweet flavor here, but just like lime, honey, chicken. That sounds so good. Plus that smoky smoked paprika and salt. So there's our marinade. Magnifique. Chicken however you want. Look at these gorgeous chicken breasts. I'm gonna do Rita's method that she uses for chicken cutlets, and I'm gonna just go long ways down the breast to make like 4 pieces maybe out of one breast. So that's just like long ways, and then I'm gonna press them out a little bit. So essentially we're making like little cutlets, okay? So that's how I'm gonna cut mine up. You could cut yours into little pieces. You could honestly leave the breast whole if you wanted to, although that's gonna make it take a little bit longer to cook. Just doing a little bit of a trim here on this one. But for the most part, these breasts are gorgeous. But I'm gonna do that again here. I'm just gonna do like long. Does that make sense? Like here's the breast and I'm cutting just long strips out of it. And I'm gonna try to make like 4 out of each. So I'll have 8 pieces total. And then I'm gonna lay those pieces on their side and press them out a little bit. So they're just like, you know? Yeah, not too thick, not too thin, quick to cook. Then we're gonna toss them in our marinade. I got one clean hand and one chickeny hand. I'm gonna use my chickeny hand and I'm just gonna completely coat all of these pieces in the delicious marinade. Now, could you leave it overnight? Like prep this the night before? Totally, I think you could. I'm just going to leave it in the fridge for like an hour or so until I make dinner. So I'm just gonna make rice to have with this. I'm just gonna eat it with some rice on the side, and maybe I'll make cauliflower or cucumbers or some kind of like side dish while it marinates. So I'm just gonna leave it in the marinade for like an hour or so. But last time I made this with you guys and I said I was gonna leave it in for an hour, plans changed and it ended up sitting in the marinade overnight. And that's fine. So make sure everything is coated and covered to the best of your ability, and then go wash your hands. I'm gonna pop this in the fridge and we'll be back to grill it up in like an hour or so. I think last time I made something like this, I said to you, oh, I wish I had reserved some of this for sauce. I wish I had done that again for like a sauce to put on top, because this, once the raw chicken's in here, this marinade is toast. You have to throw it in the trash. So maybe I'll make a little sauce on the side. Okay, vents on, chicken's been marinating. I'm getting my pan nice and hot. I don't think I'm gonna put any oil in, but we'll see if it needs a little. Okay, I've got my skillet on medium heat, and I'm just gonna fish out the pieces and lay them in the pan. Probably like a minute or two on either side. Will some of it get stuck on the pan? Yeah, definitely, but that's okay. We got the vent fan on. We don't want to do it too hot because we want it to get cooked all the way through. So we're just going to do like a medium to medium high heat. So you might have to do batches depending on how much chicken you have. Okay, never hide from me when things go awry. I definitely should have put oil in the pan because we got burnage. Let's see if we can salvage it with a little oil. Okay, I put a little oil in the pan. I flipped them over. Yes, we have some burnage on the bottom of the pan, but we don't have anything burnt on the chicken. So I think it's going to be okay. Whew. So I flipped it over. So I'm going to cook it like 3 or 4 minutes on this side as well. And we'll see where we're at. And I'm going to turn the heat down just a smidge to medium. Okay, crisis was totally averted. Don't worry about it. I put some oil in the pan. I put the second batch in, and I'm just going to cook them again, like 3 minutes on each side, roughly until they're cooked. You can check temperature with a thermometer for 165 degrees. I know this looks really burnt here, but it's not on the chicken. It's just on the pan. I'll show you. So here's the chicken that I took out of that pan. So none of that burnt got onto the chicken. Hold on, I'll even flip it over for you to see. See? Perfectly fine. So I'm just letting it rest and chill out before we taste it, and I'm letting the other batch finish. Most important part, the tasting. So I've got some rice that I made with some bone broth, the chicken, and then cucumber salad. And yes, I will post the cucumber salad recipe. And the best part is the cucumber salad has like a similar marinade, so I'm gonna kind of use it as a sauce. Okay. I mean, limey, salty, savory, creamy. Absolutely delicious. 10 out of 10 recommend, with some of the cucumber salad on top. Oh my God. Even better. Even better. So good.